Welcome to DeFi Crypto today. Our topic today is time to be your own bank, part 8. This is our continuing series on how to maximize your earnings. Today, we're going to focus on Luna and the Terra ecosystem mostly because I'm very, very bullish on Luna, and a lot of people are as well. And as a coincidence, Luna is going to the moon literally today. But remember, Luna can go down also, so don't put all your money on this. Okay, so just always, be careful. Think about your positions first. Okay. So, for those that are not familiar with our Time to Be Your Own Bank series, first of all, in the description below, I'm putting all the episodes so you can watch them. Now, you have to be aware that some of the episodes are several months old and things have changed since then. But the general principle, like these 6 little yellow boxes here, they still apply. Okay? But the assets that you're allowed to use, to borrow against, may or may not exist anymore, or the lending facilities may or may not exist anymore. I'm thinking about if you've got the OHM token from Olympus DAO, for instance, you cannot borrow against it anymore. Same thing with the Wrap Memo token from Wonderland, you cannot borrow against it anymore. Nevertheless, the principles apply. The theory always works. Okay. But if you look in the series, I show you many examples on various other protocols of many other assets like AVAX, Phantom, and Bitcoin, and so on that you can use on other protocols. Okay. And so you can still apply the basic theory over there. So let's review quickly what it's about. At first, we have an asset we don't want to sell because we're really bullish about that asset, like Luna right now, okay? But by itself, it's not earning anything. So if we just hold the asset in our wallet, we're just speculating that the price is going to go up in the future. We're just hoping it's going to go up. And that's all nice and everything, but what if it goes down? Or what if it takes years and years before it goes up, right? We want to earn something in the meantime. So what we do is we deposit the asset somewhere to earn some yield. Typically, when we do that, the asset is wrapped, or we get another asset in exchange, another token in exchange, and we can use that as collateral, and we can borrow stable coins against that collateral, and with the stable coins, we can buy more assets. We could buy more Luna again, or we could buy other things. Okay? All right, so we're going to have a look at the Terra Luna example today. So we have the Luna token. It doesn't earn any yield. We're going to stake the Luna token on Lido to earn some yield. We're going to obtain a BLuna token from Lido. There's also a ST Luna token, but I haven't seen much use case for it yet. I'm sure it's used somewhere, but I haven't seen where. But you could always, if you prefer to get ST Luna, you can just swap it for whatever else you want. I'll show you how to do that. So, but we want the big Luna in this example because we're going to use it as collateral on Anchor protocol. I've done so many videos about this. So, but we're going to go step by step here, so you're going to be familiar with it by the end of the video. Then we're going to borrow stable coins, the UST, which is the US dollar pegged token from the Terra ecosystem, which is very popular right now. Also earn more yield. This is something we're adding here because of the Terra ecosystem. So we can earn more yield on this, and we'll obtain yet another token called aUST, which we can use again as collateral somewhere else, like on Mirror, for instance. So I'm going to show you several steps and several enhancements, okay, that you may or may not be aware of. And we're going to show you some strategies to take advantage of the current bear market. I know a lot of people say, "Are we really in a bear market?" Yes, we are in a freaking bear market. Okay, live with it. Why? Because the news are not so amazing. Okay, especially in the TradFi, the traditional finance world. There's a war in Ukraine. Okay, if you haven't heard, Russia is attacking Ukraine, and it has several major implications on the financial markets. Okay, and real life as well. It's going to boost inflation because Russia is a major oil producer. It's the second largest oil producer in the world, or oil exporter, okay, in the world. And it's also a major food producer, especially wheat. And Ukraine is also a major wheat producer. Ukraine and Russia are like number 2 and number 3 largest exporters of wheat and other food products. And who's the buyer? Typically, it's Europe, but now they're at war. Europe is sanctioning Russia, so it's not buying anything from. It doesn't want to buy gas, oil, and wheat and other food products from Russia. So what is that going to do? They're going to have to find other sources of food and energy, and that's going to drive the price of those commodities sky high, which already started. And I'm expecting it's going to get a lot worse unless the war finishes miraculously overnight and everybody's happy and kiss, kiss and shake hands and so on. But I'm not expecting that right now. Also, because of all this, we're expecting a lot of inflation this year. And when inflation is very high, the central banks typically have to raise interest rates, or governments will put a freeze on companies to forbid them from raising prices. Okay, it never works, but they always do it. So basically, what happens is that if inflation is very high, it means it costs you more to buy oil, it costs you more to buy food, it costs you more to borrow money as well because interest rates are going up. So normally you would have to raise prices, right, to make up for the difference. Now, if the governments tell you you can't do that, what are you going to do? You're going to shut down. Okay, you're going to say, well, I cannot open up a new factory, so I'm going to stop that. Maybe I have to shut down some factories that I have. Maybe I have to lay off more employees, and so on. So you have to think about all those things, okay, before you make your investment decisions. Okay, and we're going to look at that today because those geopolitical factors are very important this year. Last year, there wasn't that much and that mattered, but this year the game is a bit different. Okay, so let's go back to Luna. Luna is going up like crazy. It's almost $100 today. It's like just in the last 24 hours. Look at this. It's insane. Went up what, $21 in a day? Every time I go to bed, something happens. I should never sleep. Anyway, but that doesn't mean that Luna cannot crash, right? So if you look at 1 year, you see these things. Okay, so yeah, be prepared for down movements too. Okay, the strategies that I'm going to show you today, they work. Okay, and if you don't borrow too much, you're going to be fine. You're probably not going to get liquidated. But if you borrow to the max, yeah, you're going to get liquidated. guaranteed you're going to lose your shirt. Okay? So be reasonable. I'm going to try to show you my strategy that helps me sleep at night. Okay? And I encourage you to use prudence, okay, as always, because it looks too easy to make money on this, but it's also a lot easier to lose money, okay? But the strategies we're showing you today are very profitable if you use them wisely. All right, so first things first, we're going to go to Lido. Lido right here. Lido, if we go back to their main page, I think that's going to bring us. Yes. Lido invented liquidity for staked assets, or staked liquidity, as it's known. Okay? They invented that. And it's very popular. There's $15 billion of staked assets there. Okay? It's if we go on DeFi Llama, Lido is the third largest DeFi protocol in the world in terms of TVL. See, $14.7 billion. Only Curve and MakerDAO are bigger. Okay? And look at these numbers. Okay? It's going up a lot recently. 14% last day, 24%, 54%, sorry, in the last, 54% up in the last month. Think about that. And they keep expanding and adding new assets. Okay, for a while they only had Ethereum, then they added Luna, now they're adding Sol and Moon, whatever, and what's called Moon River, and they also have Matic now as well. I don't know why Matic doesn't show on their main page, but they have Matic. You can also stake Matic on this now. Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to go on the Terra ecosystem, because that's where Luna is. And this is the yield they're going to give us. They're going to give us 7.1% yield. How does this work? Well, they're staking the Luna on validators. Okay, the validators are people that run servers to validate all the transactions, okay, that happen on the Terra ecosystem, and to reward those people are rewarded by the network. And if you stake your assets there, they give you a share of those rewards. Okay, and that's what's happening now. Because Lido is so massive, when you stake with Lido, it's staked on multiple validators at the same time. Okay, you're not at the mercy of only one validator. If you stake by yourself, you can't stake by yourself using the Terra Station wallet. But then you're at the mercy of that single validator. If that validator dies or has a power outage or whatever, then your earnings might be at risk. So here it reduces your risk because it spreads the staking on several validators at the same time. So it's a good idea, and that's why it's so darn popular. And there's a ton of money there. Look, $8.7 billion. It's almost as big as Ethereum. No, it's bigger than Ethereum. I'm sorry. It's actually a lot bigger than Ethereum. This is $6 billion here. Probably because the rates are much better. On Ethereum, you get only 4.4%. They have Kusama also. I don't even know who's on Kusama, but you could go on Kusama if you wanted to and earn 24% there. And Sol also gives a nice 5.8%. But we're going to use Terra. At least with Terra, this APY here, you more or less break even with inflation in the United States. So it's not so bad, okay? You break even, more or less. Because it's around 7.5% currently, the inflation rate in the US. Probably, in reality, it's probably higher than this, but at least you break even with the official numbers. All right, so let's go staking. All right, so here, what they say is that we need to bond Luna. Well, first of all, we need some Luna. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy some Luna right now. I need to go to Astroport. And we're going to enter the app. Okay, we agree that can lose our shirt. Okay, there we go. All right, you need to make sure that you have, this is what I want to show you first. Make sure you have the TerraStation wallet installed as a Chrome extension. It's only valid, it only works on Chrome and Chrome clones like Brave and Opera. As far as I know, it doesn't work on anything else. Okay. At first, I thought it worked on Firefox, but I was wrong. I mentioned that in another video. I was wrong. It doesn't work on Firefox, and it definitely doesn't work on Safari either. Too bad. So you need Chrome or Brave or Opera, and it will work there. Okay. And you just install it, set it up. And it's going to give you a secret passcode or passphrase. Write it down on a piece of paper and make several copies of that paper and put those copies in safe places, okay? Not in your computer, because you don't want hackers to have access to them. So if you have a safe at home, put it there. If you have a safe at the bank, put it there. Put it in safe places, okay? All right, so enough about that. Let's go back here. So I already have, okay, I need to connect my wallet first, so let's connect. So we have this, and now it shows that I've got 304 USTs, okay? And right now I want to buy Luna. I could buy all kinds of stuff, obviously. I'm just curious to see if there's ST Luna in there. Yeah, there's already ST Luna, so we could swap it there. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to put, let's see. Let's say I want to buy 2 Lunas. Can I do that? Yes. So I'm going to buy 2 Lunas. Swap the tokens. That looks all good. And we confirm. Boom. All right, so we have to wait a bit. Transactions pending. And we're going to get, we bought 2 Lunas, so that's what we're expecting to get. Now don't forget, you pay a little bit of gas each time you transact, right? All right, so that should be ready. It says that it took $200 and it doesn't show my Luna yet. Hang on, let's go in the wallet. Wrong wallet. Come on. There. Okay, so we do have our 2 Lunas here. Perfect. So we go back to Lido. Now, Lido has a lot of question and answers right here. So if you need information, it's right there. It's right at your fingertips. Now, we have 2 choices. We can receive ST Luna or BLuna. So we're going to stake. We're going to earn about 7%. And because Lido invented the liquid staking, what basically it's doing is that your Luna tokens are staked, okay? You can't touch them anymore, okay, until you unstake them. And while they are staked, they're going to earn you 7 point something %, okay? And you can receive those, you can collect these daily, okay? Now, in exchange, it gives you either ST Luna, which means stake Luna, or BLuna, which means bond Luna. Okay, they're pretty much equivalent. Okay, it's just that BLuna we can use directly on Anchor without having to swap. So if we were to receive ST Luna, I would have to go to Astroport again, swap it for something else, and then get some BLuna again. Now, you could also compound this. Okay, so let's start with connecting the wallet first. Yeah, we have read and accepted everything. Okay, we connect. Okay, so it found our Lunas. Here, if we had ST Luna in our wallet, we would receive 7.14%. If we had BLuna in our wallet, I have a tiny bit right now, it would earn me 6.9%. Okay, so what we're going to do is max this. And we're going to get some BLuna instead. And we're going to bond. And we need to confirm here in the wallet. All right, so just to show you the difference, we're going to also convert one Luna. We're going to stake one Luna and obtain ST Luna. And we hit bond. And we'll show you what happens as well. So we post that. So remember that the rate is slightly higher on ST Luna than BLuna. Okay, your earnings are slightly better here. Let's add it to the wallet so we're going to see it. So it took the Luna already. Now we see our BLuna that we added earlier. And we're going to add ST Luna. No. Okay, so we have almost one ST Luna. We've got 2 point something BLuna. All right, now they appear here. Okay. Now if we're to go to claim, it shows here how many UST rewards we can claim per day on this. Okay. Well, at the moment, not per day, but every once in a while, you can come back here and claim your rewards. They're available daily. Okay, that's what I meant. Now, it's possible that if you lock your BLuna on Anchor, you're not going to be able to claim the rewards here, because they're going to use the rewards to give you interest on the UST that you're going to borrow. Okay. That's something to keep in mind. When it comes to ST rewards, we're not depositing them on Anchor. Okay, so that should not affect it. All right, so let's go to the next step. So we've got some BLuna, and we can borrow against it. So I already have some assets there that I deposited. Okay, so I provided already some BLuna, and I borrowed some money against it. Okay. Now, what's interesting is that although you're borrowing money, they pay you to borrow. Right now, they pay you 1.67%. It's not that much, but still, it's a free loan. Essentially, that's what that means. What they're doing is that they charge you 13.1 APR. And they distribute to you 14.7% APR as a reward for using the lending facility. So let's provide the BLunas that we've got. Okay. And here it tells you your debt ratio. Right now I'm at 55.67%. After that's what it estimates after we deposit this. Sometimes this number is not accurate. It changes after, but let's proceed. And here and post. So it's going to take these BLunas and put them here. Yes. All right, so the amount increased here, didn't change here yet, but that's coming. Okay, so basically each BLuna is worth approximately $100, so I could borrow against them, okay, and then try to complete my loop. So let's do that. So I'm gonna hit borrow, and let's try 200. And right now my debt ratio is at 60.46%. We're still okay. Did it get confirmed already? Oh, we need to confirm. Sometimes the pop-up doesn't show up right away. You need to click on the extension. Okay, so now transaction's done. We saw that our Lunas are gone, our BLunas are gone, and okay, well, whenever it updates here, we're going to have a couple hundred. We should have 208 USD. All right. So we click OK here. Now, the safety margin that they recommend is 75%. So try not to borrow over this, because over here you would be in the danger zone. So right now, for me to get liquidated, Luna would have to drop by 40%, because I'm at 60% here, and the maximum is 100% there. So as you can see, my borrow limit is 4,125, but I only borrowed 2,495. So I've got a very wide safety margin here. I should be able to sleep at night, not worry too much about what Luna is going to do, unless the end of the world happens and Luna drops like 50% or more, then I'm done. Okay, and I'm liquidated. Okay. But there's also a way, and I'm going to show it to you quickly today. Right here, it says participate in liquidations. So if you're smart, you can borrow against your BLunas here. And if you keep yourself a wide safety margin, if you provide yourself a very wide safety margin, you should avoid being liquidated. But some people borrow too much. And there's a way for you to profit from that. Okay, so we're going to have a look at that as well. But let's finish our loop. Okay, so to recap, we had our Luna, we staked our Luna, we obtained BLuna, and now it's earning some yield. Okay, and we're using the BLuna as collateral on Anchor, and we borrowed $200 worth of USTs against it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually deposit this, and we can use the deposit receipt as further collaterals, and we could use that to buy more assets, and then we complete the loop. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so as you remember, we have now $200 in our wallet right here. Okay, and if you go to the top here, it says earn. You can deposit your 200, let's say, right here. I'll confirm that. And the nice thing is we're going to earn 19.31% on that $200. So you see that we're by doing this, we're earning and earning and earning and earning and earning, and we can keep on looping like this and keep on earning more. And there's several ways to do that on the Terra ecosystem as well. All right, so well, let's refresh here. All right, so our 200 USTs are deposited. And it says here per year we should expect to receive $38, and it tells you per month, per week, and per day. Obviously, I don't have a huge amount of money there deposited, because I'm actually using my deposits somewhere else. And when I'm using them somewhere else, the value that displays here is smaller. Okay, so what actually happens here? If you look in here, it shows UST right now. I've got about $8 worth of USTs, and then there's auther item that says aUST, and it says $166. 166 aUST, not dollars. Sorry, aUST. What is that about? Okay, the aUST is Anchor. That's the A. UST. And it's a token that they give you as a form of receipt for having deposited the money here. And that receipt can be used as collateral again to make further investments, or you can swap it for something and buy more Luna or whatever. Okay. But what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you a few ways to use your aUST. Now, what's nice about the aUST is that it's designed to earn that 19.31%. Okay, so it keeps on growing in value over time. And because it's a stable coin, it will not go down in value. It will only go up in value. So keep that in mind. That's very interesting, a very powerful feature. So the first use case I want to show you is very easy. You go to Kujira, and you go to the Orca section, and here you have the choice between BLuna and BETH, or BETH, as I like to call it. And what you can do is place some bids. See the red dots here? Those are my bids. I put 4 bids at 4 different percentages. So here, the yellow part is the amount of money that people at Kujira are betting, okay, against people getting liquidated. So these people are betting that, a lot of people are going to get liquidated. And if they get liquidated, they're going to be able to get the BLuna at a discount. In this column, it's 3% discount, this one 4%, 5%, 6%, and so on, all the way up to 30% discount. So some people expect that Luna is going to crash 30% or more. And then they would get BLuna at least 30% discount here. My bets are here because I'm expecting that people will get liquidated if they're very, very close to 100% borrowing. Okay. And if they're just short of by 3%, 4 or 5, 6%, my odds of winning a bid are much greater. Okay, and you still get a nice BLuna token at a discount. You can't get it any cheaper anywhere else, which is quite nice. So you can see here at the bottom of the screen, if it wants to show us, it doesn't, does it? Okay, these are my 4 bids right now. So some at 3, 4, 5, and 6%. All right. Now I can cancel my bids anytime. Now look at what it says here, interest earning. So that's because I use my aUST as collateral. I could put UST as collateral or aUST. If I put UST, well, I'm not earning interest. I'm not earning the 19.3%. But if I'm using my aUST and depositing it here, I am earning 19.3%. So you have to make the whole point of time to be your own bank is make your money work for you. So we're trying to make the money work at every step of the way. All right. So that's another way to make your money work for you. Okay. It's gathering interest, and if people get liquidated, well, you win your bid. Okay. They're going to use that money to buy BLuna at a discount, 3, 4, 5, 6%, or whatever you put your bid at. Okay. As you can see, for 1, 2, 3%, 4%, a lot of people have been liquidated. Okay. So it's been liquidated several times here. That's what it's indicating here. Okay. So, all right, so that's it for Kujira. Let's have a look at something a little bit more sophisticated. I already made some videos about this, but it's worth expanding on the point here. So this is Mirror Protocol. Mirror Protocol, let's go to this page. All right, Mirror Protocol has many interesting things to offer. First is why it's called mirror. Mirror because they're mirroring other assets, okay, but in the form of a token. So right here, the first one says MVIXY, that's the ProShares VIX Short-Term Futures ETF. So that's an ETF that predicts short-term value for the stock market. It's very, very risky. I don't like using it. It's very easy to lose money on that one. What's more interesting is M Netflix here, M Starbucks, and PayPal. AMD and AMD and so on. So you have like several very common stocks on the American stock exchanges that have been mirrored here. So all these are synthetic assets. Okay, they're tokens that reflect. That's why it's a mirror. They reflect the value of another asset, such as Apple shares, Google shares, or the S&P 500, or the S&P 100. They also have gold and silver in here. And you have some investment funds like Arc Innovations, very popular with Cathie Wood. She's a famous fund manager, very popular. Very bright woman. I like her a lot. And so you can invest in this in her fund. But what's nice about it, you can go long and you can go short. So if you think that I don't know, Netflix is going to go down because you heard about some bad news about Netflix, you can short it. Now, if you farm, you can also earn 28% short or 21% long on this asset. Okay, so there's ways to also perform a delta neutral strategy on this so that you pocket both farming strategies and minimize the risk of price volatility. Okay, but that's for another story, another video. All right, so we're not going to go elaborate too much on this, but that's quite possible. And that's why I'm going to show you a way to use your aUST to short some assets that I think should be shorted because of the bearish market conditions that we have right now. But I'm also going to show you some assets that you can go long to take advantage of the bear market as well. So there's all kinds of fun strategies you can play with here. And that's why I like Mirror. It's very exciting. There's a lot of fun stuff here. All right, so there's a pile of stuff here. Where Google, Twitter, Johnson Johnson. Okay, you have the QQQ Trust. QQQ is a fund that reflects the NASDAQ 100. So it's a diversified portfolio. And if you expect the stock market to go down, you might want to short this. Okay. If you expect the market to go up, well, then you go long. Okay. There's another one. There's Facebook, Robinhood, Nike, Apple, Galaxy, Tesla. This is Polkadot. So they also have synthetic tokens. Okay, now if you're bullish on silver, and you might want to be bullish on silver during times of uncertainties, gold and silver are assets that people take refuge in. Personally, I have physical gold in my possession. I think everybody should have physical gold in their portfolios, just in case governments decide to block the internet. Like apparently that's what's going to happen in Russia. They're going to have their own internet separate from the rest of the world. Okay, they were testing that last year, and it looks like they're going to implement that right now so that they can control what people watch on the internet. Isn't that lovely? So if your internet is blocked and you cannot check the real price of gold and silver and so on, you might as well have physical gold or silver. But here you have a facility to have tokenized silver and tokenized gold in the form of synthetic silver trust assets. Okay. All right, so this is another one that I like a lot. You got MUSO, that's the United States Oil Fund. So it's a fund that invests in oil and other assets that are involved in oil. The conflict in Ukraine with Russia right now is pushing the price of oil higher. So on this, I go long on this right now. Okay. I buy this long because I want to take advantage of the rise in the price of oil. And again, you can use either, in this case, you would have to use UST to do that. But if you want to short, if you think oil is going to go down, you could MUSO and use your aUST as collateral for your borrowing. But we're not going to do that one today. All right, so here you have also the synthetic iShares Gold Trust. So I'm bullish on gold right now. In times of uncertainty, gold especially will go up in value. I'm going to show you the charts in a moment. And at the bottom here, this is my favorite right now that I like to short. It's MSPI. MSPI is for the Spider S&P 500. I'm really bearish on the S&P 500 this year. There aren't a lot of good news. Okay, inflation sky high. That's bad for the S&P 500. Interest rates are probably going to go up. The Federal Reserve keeps saying they're going to raise interest rates several times in 2022 and 2023. That's bad for the stock market. The war in Russia, well, it's pushing the prices of oil and wheat and nickel and other raw materials higher. And that's not good for most companies, okay? Because it means that the raw materials that they have to buy to produce products is going to cost more. And they're going to have a hard time raising the prices of their their finished products, because the governments will try to rein in inflation that they actually caused. Okay, but people will have to pay for that. So very bearish on MSPI, and I'm borrowing against it using my aUST as collateral, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So you can borrow here, and if we were to go to MSPI. Where's MSPI? I wish they had alphabetical. Yeah, there it is. All right, so you can choose a collateral asset, and you have the choice. You have several assets you can use as collateral, but I like to use my aUST, because if you look here, I've got 166, the same one that I got from Anchor, remember? So I can use that, and I try to keep my ratio safe around 160%. That's what they recommend right now, because at below 110%, you get liquidated. Okay. And here I would get 0.295 MSPI tokens. Okay, I cannot do it right now because the stock market is not yet open. As it says here, only available during market hours. Okay, but this is how you would borrow. Okay, so you borrow MSPI. When you borrow MSPI, you're shorting MSPI, so you expect MSPI to go down in value. Okay, that's what you expect. So let's look at the market charts for this. This is the gold. Okay, today went up and down, whatever. But if you look at 30 days, it's been going up quite a bit recently because of the conflict in Ukraine with Russia. Why? Uncertainty. When people feel a lot of uncertainty, they buy gold. Okay, typically. Also, it looks like Russia wants to use gold as to replace the US dollar for international trade when it wants to sell oil or other minerals or wheat and other food products internationally. They don't want to use the US dollar. They're tired of that. And they want to use something else, probably gold. It could be Bitcoin, could be other things, but definitely gold seems to be in the picture. Russia has very large reserves of gold right now. So does China, and so does India. And those three countries would very much like to trade in something else than the US dollar. That's why I'm not bullish on the American stock market. But I'm bullish on gold. So buying gold right now it's probably a good idea buying the mirrored IAU, okay, the gold, synthetic gold trust here is a good idea right now, okay. Can it go down? Yes. I mean, just look at the chart here for the 24-hour. It kind of crashed a bit, went down a few dollars, and then went back up. Now it's down a bit. Okay, there are going to be market fluctuations. Okay, but here you're not borrowing; you're just buying. Okay, so you're going long. So the risk is not as bad. All right. Now the next one is the oil fund, the MUSO. I already bought that one. Oil is definitely going up this year, no doubt. Okay, simply because Russia is too big and it produces too much oil. Okay, it's a major producer. With right now, because of the sanctions against Russia, it's about 20% of oil supply that's gone. 20% is huge. Okay, so that's why there's been a huge price impact in the last couple of weeks. Okay, this is when the war started around here. Okay, I don't see this going down in the next few days or weeks unless the conflict is resolved. Okay, and don't forget, Europe is a major consumer of oil from Russia and gas as well, and it can't get them, or they have to reduce their purchases considerably. So it's major disruption, major disruption. So you might as well take advantage of it. Okay, and you can do that here on a mirror as well. Okay, you could simply go trade. You can get there, and then you search for MUSO, and you can buy it using UST this time, not aUST, just UST. Okay, all right. Now I'll show you my page. It shows the results. So I've got a little bit of MUSO that I bought recently. Now my biggest position is borrowing MSPY, because I think this year I'm very bearish on the general stock market in the US this year. So far it's been doing well. The price of the MSPY has been going down, so my debt gets smaller. Meanwhile, I've got some collateral here, which is my aUST. You can see it here. It says aUST. So I started with about $500, and I kept borrowing MSPY. I swapped my MSPY for more UST. I deposited the UST on Anchor, and then put it here as collateral and borrow more MSPY again, over and over and over and over. So I tripled my original deposit. So I started with $500, earning me 19.5% on Anchor. Now I've got about $1,500 earning me 19.5. So that's the equivalent of about 58.5% on my original $500. Okay, so I triple my yield. Okay, so you see the power of using these strategies. You can really make your money work for you. Okay, there are many ways to earn income from this, or to maximize the value of your assets from this. Okay, and it doesn't matter if the market is bullish or bearish. There are ways to make it work for you. Okay, I'm using the bearish sentiment on the general stock market here to multiply my earnings on my aUST. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that this year MSPY is going to go down in value. Okay, so that's why I'm using this strategy. All right, and I'm using here, I'm going long on for oil using MUSO, and I could go long on gold as well, or silver. Okay, just using this. All right, so that's a way to complete the loop that we talked about. So I could buy more assets. I could buy more Luna if I wanted to. And like, for instance, what I could do here is that the $200 that I borrowed, I could buy more Luna, convert them to BLuna, redeposit that here, borrow again, and convert to BLuna, redeposit, and so on. What does that do? Well, it maximizes the earnings that I'm getting here. Right now, it's not that amazing. It's only 1.27%. But if I'm really, really bullish on Luna, I'm multiplying the value of my Luna. And so far, that strategy worked pretty well for me. Luna was around $50 just a few weeks ago. Now it's close to 100. Okay, so I basically double my assets here. Okay, and by using the lending facility, you can make those assets grow faster as well. Okay, so all kinds of fun strategies. Don't forget, you can also use Kujira. If people get liquidated, you get some more BLunas at a discount, and you're still earning interest because you're depositing aUST here. And you can use your aUST here as collateral when you borrow any asset that you want to borrow. But you have to be bearish on those assets. So you have to think, okay, those assets I think will go down in value. Okay, don't borrow assets that you think are going to go up in value. Go long on those assets. So oil, I think, is going to go up in value, so I'm going long on MUSO. I'm bearish on the S&P 500, so I'm going short on MSPY. Okay, keep that in mind. Otherwise, if you do the opposite, you're going to lose money guaranteed. All right, did I show you all the charts? Yeah, this is the spider. Okay, so as you can see, the last 30 days, the trend is pretty much downward. Okay, so that bet so far has been paying off. It's not so bad. Okay, it's pretty much following the trend that I expected. So you have to watch it. If the general sentiment on the market becomes bullish again for whatever reason, then you're going to need to close your positions. So to close your positions, not too difficult. You have to pay back your MSPY here. Okay, then you get back your collateral, and you can use swap it back to pay more MSPY and so on. But at the end, you gain. Okay, at the end, you're ahead. So it's not a problem. All right, so that's it for this video. It's getting long. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Download the free book. All you have to do is put your name, your email address, and you hit the submit button, and then you get a big fat button that says download the free book. If you don't see that button, well, we're going to email you another button that says download the free book. And if you don't want to download the free book, that's okay. You go to Amazon, you pay $5.99 to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff will send me $1. See ya.